Welcome to our third episode of Box Score Sports. I'm Minnie.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Ski.
I'm Birch.
Birch is behind the camera. We got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a good one. So let's get right into it. First things first, we're gonna start talking about sports going around here at BBE.
We're going to talk about wrestling. The wrestling team is 7-0 on the year and currently ranked number 1 in the state. The past week, they had 2 duels and an individual tournament. In the duels, they beat Holdingford 44-22 and also Albany 49-21. In the tournament, they got second place to a really good Becker team, and we also had 6 guys win the tournament.
Next up, we'll talk about boys basketball. The boys basketball team is 7-3 and currently ranked number 22 in the state of Minnesota. This past week, they had 3 games. Tuesday was home versus Uppsala, where they won a score of 65-43. Thursday was also home against ACGC, where they won 68-56. Friday, they finished off the week against a tough game against NLS, which they lost 58-56 on a buzzer beater. I got to say, Tanner Shelton stepped up in a big way against NLS. They had a couple guys in foul trouble, and he stepped up in a big way. Next up, we'll talk about girls basketball at BB. The girls team right now is sitting at 10-2 and is ranked number 4 in the state as we film this. Last week, the girls had 2 away games. Tuesday at Maple Lake, where they won 59-43. Abby Berge dropped 26 points and 12 rebounds, and Tiana Schwinger had 4 steals. And Friday at Royalton, where they won 62-52, Abby drops a nice 30 points. Tiana had 6 steals, both leading the team in their stat column.
All right, that's it for winter sports. But I got to say, winter sports is looking pretty good at BBE.
Yeah.
We got number 1 wrestling, top 5 in girls basketball, and a pretty good boys basketball team right now.
Top 20 or what do you get?
22.
22. And they were at the start of the year. What were you guys ranked?
Not that high.
Not that high, but you guys have climbed up pretty good. Yep. And I gotta say that game against NLS, that was a fun one to watch.
It was a fun one to watch for sure. It's definitely fun to play in.
That was a big game, tough way to lose, but it was a good game.
Yep.
Got to bounce back. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about storylines going around right now in the NFL or sports in general. First up, we got playoff football.
Playoff football is it's the best time of the year.
That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a fun.
It's gonna be a
very
blast.
fun postseason.
It's gonna be a big time. The field is set. The first, 14 draft picks are set in stone now.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a good time right now.
6 NFL coaches were fired after this past week. The Raiders, the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Broncos, the Bears, and the Dolphins all fired their head coaches at the end of the year here.
Dolphins one was stupid.
That was surprising.
Flores, he's a good coach. I mean, he brought that crappy team, and they won 7 games. They lost some games that they could have won, but I mean, he's definitely the coach for him. But they ended up firing him.
I feel like as a Vikings fan, I'd be okay with going out and
you definitely go
get him,
interview him, and see how it is.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of teams going out and trying to get who was it, Dan Quinn?
There's a lot of guys.
I know.
More. There's a lot of guys.
There's a Chiefs offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's a big one that people are trying to get.
Okay, we got Georgia wins the national championship last night.
That was good. That was fun. I wanted Georgia, so that makes me happier.
That was a boring game at the start.
Very boring game. Jamison Williams tore his ACL in the first half, which definitely didn't help Alabama.
No.
That sucked. That's not fun to watch.
No, it wasn't.
You don't want to see that.
No.
Even if you're rooting against Alabama.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just got one thing to say here. Alabama.
Exactly right. Alabama.
Yeah, I was definitely cheering for Georgia, but I mean, I wanted a closer, more entertaining game than that.
Yeah.
I mean, 6-9 at halftime. That's pretty.
It's a boring game for a college national championship.
Yeah.
Some good numbers.
I was hoping for a bigger game than that, but Sunday night football did not disappoint at all.
Definitely not.
That was an awesome
Raiders
game.
at Chargers.
Raiders beat Chargers, send the Chargers home, but definitely it was, I don't know. Steelers fans were definitely on the edge of their seat the whole entire night.
That was very interesting.
Came down in the end.
Yeah. I wanted the Chargers. I wanted the Chargers in playoffs, so I didn't care if they won, if they tied. I mean, I don't really want to see the Steelers in playoffs. I don't think they're going to make any noise.
No,
Probably not.
I don't think
It's
so.
just, I mean, you got to give it to him. Big Ben is in the playoffs again.
Last season, you got to root for the guy. You can't hate him.
Yeah, you can't hate him. I respect him a lot. He's definitely a very good quarterback.
Yeah, they got weapons. I mean, you never know. You can make a run.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Can they make any noise? You think they're gonna?
I don't, but I personally don't. But you never know. They got some weapons. Najee Harris, he's a stud.
He's very good. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like this playoffs is going to be entertaining to say the least.
Very entertaining. There's every single team in the playoffs has a chance to do something.
Yeah. You look at the 2 number 1 seeds, the Packers and the Titans, and they can both
Make noise.
they're both going to make noise, and
Titans are getting Derrick Henry back.
they're both
That's
getting big
big.
players back.
Yeah.
Packers are getting
Bakhtiari's back. I mean,
Jair
Alexander.
Alexander.
Alexander's back.
I think there's even one other guy that they're
Yeah.
a big player that they're getting
Probably,
back.
yeah.
That's insane that the 2 number 1 seeds are.
Darius Smith, that was it.
Yeah, it's Darius Smith. That's it. They're number 1 seeds, and they're getting big players back.
It's unreal.
All right, we're gonna talk about the games from this past week. Starting off on Saturday, the Chiefs at the Broncos, and the Chiefs win 28-24.
This was a fun game to watch. I guess the Broncos secondary is definitely one of the best in the league. So it gave Patrick Mahomes and his weapons some struggles early on. But I mean, they came out on top at the end of the day.
Yep.
Do you think that was an ugly win for the Chiefs?
No, a win's a win, I guess, in the NFL. But the Broncos secondary is super good. So I mean, it's definitely a win's a win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Broncos fired their head coach after the game. I don't know if that's much of a surprise or if
No,
it's
I don't know.
or if it came expected.
I think a lot of people expected it, but I mean, it is what it is. If you're losing in the NFL, they always you got to make a change somewhere, and that's what they happen to do.
Absolutely. I saw that the Broncos requested an interview for the Chiefs offensive coordinator for the head coach job.
When we're talking about a head coaching job, if they're in the playoffs, the offensive coordinators will tend to still go and do that interview, despite looking forward to their matchup in the playoffs. So I mean, I guess that's interesting.
Yeah. If the Broncos get a QB like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, are they instant Super Bowl contenders?
Hell no. Not even a chance.
You don't think so?
If you get Aaron Rodgers on your team, you're always a contender. But
They're a contender,
Russell
but-
Wilson, you are not a Super Bowl contender.
I mean, they have a top 5 defense right now. They're an
They do.
extremely good defense.
They do.
They got the wide receiver weapons.
They do.
The running backs.
They got Javonte Williams. I'd say
Melvin
he's a
Gordon.
stud. Melvin Gordon.
Offensive line scares me though for the Broncos.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I feel like if you have Rodgers, you're
Definitely a
Super
contender right away.
you're Super Bowl contenders for sure. Russell Wilson, you could still make that
Still
case.
the Pro Bowler.
100%. Next game, Cowboys at the Eagles. Cowboys win 51-26.
Yeah, Cowboys definitely ran away with this one. They're just the better team in all shapes and sizes. I mean, all three levels. There's defense, offense, special teams. They're just so much better than the Eagles.
Does this show how the Eagles are going to be in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Nope, I don't think, because Jalen Hurts and some other starters for the Eagles did not
Yeah,
play.
they had no stars playing.
Yeah. I don't know if the Cowboys had all their starters in. I'm
they
not too
played
sure.
them right away
Yeah.
for the first
Yeah.
half.
I saw that Jason Kelsey went out he started
One
the game
play.
one
Yeah,
play just
one
to keep
play.
that streak going. I like when they do that.
Yeah,
I like
for
when because those streaks mean a lot to those players.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely when it comes down to contract time.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a big thing that they want.
100%.
How far are the Cowboys going to go in the playoffs?
I think they'll make a run.
I
think they will?
I think they're gonna be a first or second round exit, in my opinion. I don't see none of their guys have any experience in the postseason, so I think that's gonna hurt them.
I feel like the Cowboys are either going to be first round exits or Super Bowl,
Yeah,
or they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
one of the two.
They're such a hit or miss team.
Yeah,
If they hit, they're on,
good.
but if they miss, they're really off.
They can score quite a bit of points.
They can, for
They've
sure.
had
Yeah.
a lot of 50-plus games in the last, couple weeks.
We've seen that, especially this week, the past couple weeks ago against the football team.
They're
But I-
definitely one of the higher scoring teams. Who was it? Micah Parsons. He got hurt though.
Yeah, he's out. He was out last week.
That's a
Oh.
huge loss for Dallas.
If he can't play, then that's a huge loss.
He would have been out, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I saw a thing where it was Cowboys were 6-0 against their division, and other divisions they were like 6-5 or
Yeah.
something like that.
They don't beat winning teams that often. A lot of their wins come from bottom teams, bottom feeders.
Their division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That concerns me.
Yeah.
If you're going, they lose to the Cardinals. I mean, they're close games,
For
but
sure.
it's still that's concerning. But I mean, the Eagles have 3 first-round picks this year. Number 15 from the Dolphins, number 16 from the Colts, and their own pick, which is to be determined right now.
It's definitely a plus for them. I mean, 3 first-round picks is insane. That's unheard of usually.
Yeah, that's something that
They better use him nice.
Right.
their past couple picks haven't been
No.
hits, to say the least.
Taking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson.
That's that's something that's
That'll
bad.
bite them in the ass for a while.
Yeah, that'll bite them. Next game, Sunday, Packers at the Lions. And Gavin, you called this
I
one.
did call this one. I knew none of the Packers starters were going to play very long. So, I mean, the Lions are a good team. They're not a bad team. Their record
That's
definitely
pretty
doesn't
crazy.
show.
Gavin got something right for once.
But that was a fun game. I didn't watch too much of it, but I just kept seeing score alerts pop up in the
Definitely
Lions
was a fun
Packers.
game to watch.
Yeah, Lions Packers going at it. But with that win, the Lions lose out at the number 1 overall pick.
I definitely like that. I mean, they kept trying to win. They didn't try to,
And tank.
Yeah,
they
that
didn't
I like
tank.
that because they definitely could have if they would have lost that game. They have the number 1 overall pick with the
Yeah.
Jaguars winning. But I mean, I don't know. The Packers had the number 1 seed locked up, so they, like you guys said, they didn't play all their people.
Definitely the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, 100%. The Packers have a good chance at the Super Bowl.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions. I've heard this, and it's kind of intriguing to listen. That the Lions are the best worst team.
I've heard
That's
that.
true, yeah.
It's
They're involved in so many close games.
Yeah.
Their record doesn't show how good they are
No.
because they're in every single game pretty much. It seems
100%.
like.
100%.
Next game, Colts at the Jaguars. What happened?
I mean, sometimes you say statistics don't lie, but I mean, the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. So, I mean, I don't know.
The Jags win 26-11. I don't think anyone had
Nobody,
this
no.
saw this coming. We definitely didn't pick.
We didn't, no.
We didn't pick the Colts to lose that game. But I mean, with the Colts losing, that puts them out of playoffs.
That's a huge loss for the Colts. I mean, Colts fans, I feel bad for you right now. I mean, how do you lose to Jacksonville in a game to go to the playoffs? I mean,
Yeah,
it's terrible.
I mean, a perfect QBR in the NFL is 100, and an average is like 50 or like 70, something like that. And Carson Wentz against the worst team in the NFL to playoffs on the line, and he puts up a 4.4 QBR.
Typical Carson Wentz, I'm telling you. I mean, he did the same thing with the Eagles. That's why they got rid of him.
I was on the bandwagon with him.
He was doing good.
I was
But
on.
guess we already know Carson Wentz is absolute.
Yes.
So
I
what do
w-
you expect?
Casey likes him because he likes NDSU. I'm just calling that right now.
No, I was on the bandwagon train.
Yeah, you
I-
probably were. You're on a lot of bandwagons, Casey.
I was on the bandwagon train. I was off it when he was with Philly. I didn't think he was gonna do anything special there. But I mean, for 1 year at Philly, he did good for 1 year. He got injured.
He did.
And then he comes here. I didn't think he was gonna do anything.
No.
Then he started putting up some pretty good numbers.
He did.
And I was on the bandwagon train, and I'm not on the bandwagon train anymore.
Me either.
I'm not going to be on Carson Wentz train any longer. Football team at the Giants. Football team wins 22-7. And out of those 6 NFL coaches, I don't see how Joe Judge is one of the that did
Yeah.
not get fired.
I think he will be, and
Yeah. I mean,
later on.
I saw their GM retired.
Yeah, Gettleman retired.
Yeah, I feel like
He's terrible.
Joe Judge, like their head coach and GM is kind of like a package,
Yep.
isn't it?
Usually.
Where like if your head coach goes, the GM goes, and then they sign it. So I feel like he has to go. I mean, he did a QB sneak at their own 10-yard line on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault that was. Most likely it was on Joe Judge's, but I mean that's a terrible call. You can't.
I don't see how you can do that.
No.
But I mean, they have a chance to redeem themselves, I guess, because they have 2 top 10 picks at the number 5 and number 7.
Yeah.
That's also incredible.
It
You
is.
don't see that
No.
very often. They're probably gonna miss on both those picks.
Most likely.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna
But I mean,
draft some horrible guy.
yeah. But I mean, I don't even know what to say. The Giants suck. The game didn't really matter at all, except for draft pick wise.
Yep.
Next game, Bears at the Vikings. Vikings win 31-17.
I don't think the only reason people watched this game was to watch Justin Jefferson trying to get the break Randy Moss's record, but I mean it didn't happen. So I mean it's kind of the game didn't mean anything.
They weren't even really trying to get it at the end.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. They had the ball back at like the 30-yard line,
Yeah.
and they had I don't know how much time it was, but it was enough time to go and
Try and get him the record.
Take
And-
some shots.
he just ran, and Zimmer ran the ball, and then he needed.
Zimmer's always been for himself. I've never been a big fan of Mike Zimmer, so I'm kind of glad he's gone now.
I disagree with that call so much. You have one of your, I'd say the best well-known player on your team, and he's going for a record, and you
Don't
Don't-
give him the ball.
Yeah.
you don't even give him the ball.
Don't even try.
Unreal.
I mean, all in all, the game didn't really matter. Both head coaches fired after the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, still, I watched the game just to see if he would break the
Yeah,
record.
Me too.
I regret watching that game.
Me too.
Texans at the Titans at the Texans. And the Titans win 28-25. Titans get the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Titans are a good team, especially when they get Derrick Henry back.
That surprised me.
It did.
I
bet that surprises a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that when Derrick Henry went out, I thought they were
done.
I thought they were
Yep.
done.
Deontay Foreman stepped up for the Titans. I mean, they got a lot of guys that stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans, they didn't look too bad.
Davis Mills has actually been very impressive. He's
Yeah.
probably the second best QB in this year's draft, in my opinion. I had no idea who he was out of college.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was. I still don't completely know who he
No.
is, but he's putting up great numbers.
Yeah.
I mean that was that was a fun game to look at. That if the Titans lose that, the Chiefs were cheering for the Texans to win that because then
100%. They could have got the 1 seed.
they could have got the 1 seed. But I mean, now Texas gets the number 3 pick.
I mean, they got some guys. I mean, they could be good in a few years.
They could if they splash on this pick and Davis Mills turns out to be
Yeah.
something that they could make some noise sooner than later. Going in Steelers Ravens, which turned out to be a bigger game than I thought.
Definitely a big game. Steelers kept their playoff hopes alive, and now look at it. They're in the playoffs.
Steelers win 16-13 in overtime. I thought this game, I knew there was a way that both these teams could get in playoffs.
Yep.
It's just so much had to happen,
Right.
and a bunch of stuff happened, I guess, where the
It
Steelers
definitely
get
did
in.
happen.
Steelers sneak in. I mean, in my opinion, the Ravens stink.
They do
Yeah,
stink.
they did not look good.
All those injuries they've had, they definitely stink.
They were what 8-3, 8-4 at one point.
They were the 1 seed.
Yeah,
They were the
ones.
number 1
Lamar
seed.
Jackson got hurt, and then everything went.
Jackson is their whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree on that. You lose, and I mean Tyler Huntley didn't.
He didn't play
He's not bad, no.
He's not bad. I still feel like he could get a starting QB job
Oh yeah.
at I don't know where, not a very competitive team, but
Somewhere.
somewhere, yes. But I mean, I don't know. The Ravens at 8-3 and they finished the season 8-9.
It's terrible.
I don't see how you can do much worse than that.
No.
Next game's Bengals Browns.
Again, this game didn't really mean anything for
No.
either teams. Bengals had that playoff spot locked up. The Browns are out of the playoffs. I mean, Baker Mayfield didn't play, so I guess he's going to get surgery, and I guess we'll see what the team decides to do with him next season.
I mean, the Browns win 21-16. As you said, the Bengals sat people.
Yeah.
Didn't mean too much. Is Baker done?
Yeah, he should be.
He should be. He's horrible. I'm not a big fan of Baker Mayfield.
If you had to like rank him on a QB list for this year,
Pretty low.
like would you say like bottom 10, bottom 5,
Bottom is 7.
bottom 7?
Bottom 6. Bottom 7.
He played like a bottom 5 QB to me.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't help him too much that he had a lot of hype going around.
Yeah.
Like people were saying this Browns team can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I mean injuries did not help them at all. But
And the coaching staff didn't get the ball to the best player, Nick Chubb, very often.
yeah,
And
you
that's
got to
a
give it to your
problem.
playmaker.
That's a problem.
But still, I think Baker Mayfield has a chance of not playing next year.
Nope.
No.
I don't know if the Browns go and draft a quarterback or if they sign a quarterback.
That'll be interesting.
They could go for like Aaron Rodgers or
That'll be really interesting.
Jimmy Garoppolo. I've seen that going around. I'd like that. Jimmy Garoppolo and then Trey Lance going to stepping up for the 49ers. I like that.
Definitely be an interesting offseason.
Panthers at the Bucks. Bucks win 41-17.
Yeah, no surprise here. The
Yes,
Bucks
not
are a really
surprise.
good team. Tom Brady. Panthers are kind of on the lower end.
Yeah, the Panthers did not finish off the year hot.
No, the Bucks played their starters pretty much the whole game. I don't know if that's a surprise, but I mean I don't really remember if they were trying to fight for a higher seed.
They could have got they're fighting for the 2 seed.
Okay, yeah, then I don't blame them for playing their
Yeah.
starters.
Yeah, but I mean the Bucks are looking hot right now.
They are. Well, you got Tom Brady on your team. They got a lot of injuries too, but I mean it's no excuse. They got guys stepping up all over the place.
They got a lot of well-known people on their
Yeah,
team. They
for sure.
obviously got Tom Brady.
For sure.
They got Mike Evans. They got Leonard Fournette. That's just on offense.
Oh, yeah.
They got a lot of people on that team.
100%.
That's a team that people could say that team's gonna win the Super Bowl, and no one's gonna question it.
No, not at all.
Next game, Seahawks at the Cardinals. Seahawks win 38-30.
I never thought the Seahawks were really a bad team. They just had some bad games. Their guys.
Wilson got injured early.
Wilson got injured. They had guys that didn't make plays at crucial times in games. I mean, they beat the Cardinals. Cardinals are not. They're not hot right now. They're ice
too
cold.
Inconsistent.
They're ice cold right now. I don't think they're going anywhere in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Who do they have first round?
I think it's Cowboys.
Yeah. I don't know.
It could be a good game.
Anyone can win that game.
Yeah, that's a toss-up for all ages. Was that Russell Wilson's last game as a Seahawk?
I don't think so. I think if the Seahawks make a change, they fire Pete Carroll before they do anything with Russell Wilson.
I feel like they'd rather have Russell Wilson than Pete Carroll.
Yeah, 100%. I would too. Pete Carroll's, I don't know. He's been around long enough. They really haven't done much to scare rid of him.
Yeah, he's. I guess you could say he's past his prime.
Yeah.
But I still think that Pete Carroll is a good coach. I feel like if he
Yeah.
does get fired, he's gonna get another job somewhere.
Maybe like an offense coordinator job, something like that. Not a head coach, so I'm not. Or maybe
Yeah.
a college job, something like that.
But I mean, if the Cardinals would have won that game, they would have got they would have won the division
That's
with
great.
the Rams losing.
Yeah.
So that turned out to be a big loss for them.
Definitely a huge loss.
Next game, Patriots at the Dolphins. Dolphins win 33-24.
Yeah, Pats lost the division. I mean, I don't think anyone's seen this coming.
No.
I did.
And the Dolphins winning, they fired Brian Flores, which is definitely a freaking huge, I don't know, misunderstanding.
Yeah, I would not have done it. I feel like he's kind of been leading that team.
Yeah,
I feel like his players respected him a lot.
for sure.
They started off the year 1-7.
Yeah.
They easily could
They
have.
won 7 straight then.
Yeah,
They were in the playoffs for a little bit.
yeah, they could have
It was
quit, but he led that team back. That was fun.
100%.
That team's fun, and I feel like they started off the year any differently.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs, and I feel like that's a team that still could make noise going into
100%.
playoffs. The Patriots finished the season 1-3, and their only win is coming from the 3-14 Jags.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not.
definitely not how they wanted to finish the season going into the playoffs. They wanted to get a better seed. I mean, I think they're still going to make some damage in the postseason with all the talent they got, and definitely, obviously, Bill Belichick. But
If you got Bill Belichick, you're
you're a
sitting good.
contender.
yeah, you're a contender either way. But I mean, that's definitely not the way that they wanted to come off
No.
the Final Four.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at the Jags. They beat the Patriots and they
Yeah. Any given Sunday.
beat the Colts. Anything can happen. Saints Falcons. Saints win 30-20. Saints do not make the playoffs,
another-
even though they win.
Another kind of meaningless game, which we don't have to talk much about. But neither team is going to the playoffs. Definitely going to have interesting off seasons for those two
Yeah.
teams as well.
If the Saints have Jameis Winston, do you think they're in
100%
playoffs?
They were
they're in
looking
the
really
playoffs.
good to start.
Started
and
off
then he got
5-2,
hurt.
6-2. He got hurt, and their season went to shit.
Yeah, they fell off. I mean, they had that big win for week 1 against the Packers.
Yeah.
No one expected it.
No.
No.
But I don't know. Jameis Winston is he's definitely a boomer bust QB.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll turn over the ball, but he'll give you those big plays.
For sure.
The Falcons lock in the number 8 pick. That's their only pick in the first round as of now. So I mean, another top 10 pick.
Definitely helps them out.
I don't know exactly who they're gonna want to go for. If they're gonna want to go offensive line or defense, I feel like
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Running back, yeah.
Well, I mean, they got Cordell Patterson.
He was bad at the end of the year. I mean, I don't think you stay with him as a running back.
I don't even know if
He's
he.
not gonna win you ball games.
I don't even know if he's classified as a
Yeah,
running back.
what is he
He's classified as whatever he wants to be classified
Well,
as.
one time this year, what was he on? He was like a safety.
Safety. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Definitely all around player.
Yeah, he's good. It's just
Oh, yeah,
bad
he's-
end of the year.
Yeah.
Next game, Jets at the Bills. Bills win 27-10. Bills clinch division. I don't think that was too much of a surprise.
no.
Josh Allen had a big game. I mean, yeah, it's not
Diggs.
Yeah.
Singletary had a big game. It's really not a surprise here.
Yeah, I mean, on the bright side for the Jets, they have 2 top 10 picks
That's
at number
definitely
4 and
that's
number 10.
definitely a big plus for them.
I mean, all they need if those two picks are splashes,
Yep.
they can mess around. You get like O-line, I don't know exactly what they want to go for. But what do you guys think about the Bills?
Not a big fan of them. I mean, I don't think they're going to do much in the playoffs, first or second round exit, in my opinion.
I feel
I
like
think they'll do something.
I feel like they could, or they could easily be a
They
first.
could, but then they could easily just down their leg.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they could be first round exits, or they could
Yeah.
they could go on and win the Super Bowl. They have so
100%.
much talent on that team. It's just like they're really shaky,
Yeah.
inconsistent. Then game of the week, Chargers Raiders. Raiders win 35-33 in overtime. What a game!
This might have been the game of the year.
I think
in
it
my
was.
opinion.
It could have
Yeah.
been.
Last game of the season, game of the year. It's couldn't have asked of a better way for the last game.
Absolutely, 100% agree. I mean, all right. So there's speculation that the Raiders were just gonna go for the tie, and both teams going to playoffs.
I bet they were,
They
yeah.
were gonna go for a tie. I heard
Never
some rumor
called called a
then
timeout.
Brandon Staley called the timeout, which ended up losing his team the game.
And the season, I guess.
The season.
I mean, also, third quarter, Chargers have the ball at their own 18, 20-yard line, something like that. 4th and 1, they go for it, they don't get it. Raiders come back, they get a touchdown that drive. Do you guys think that you'd go for it in that situation, or are you punting?
I like the aggressiveness, but at the own 18, I definitely think you punt the ball.
I mean, the stats say that it's like some percentage, a good percentage of the time that you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But it's that other percentage that you don't make it, and then you're stuck, and they get an easy touchdown from
E-
your own 18.
easy touchdown. I mean, it doesn't take too much for the Raiders to go down
No.
and get 20 yards for a touchdown, no matter how good your defense is. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, great game.
Oh, yeah, 100% for sure.
All right, that's all the games from last week. It's time for us to make our picks for Wild Card Weekend. I think it's like the first time that they're having games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so 3 days, 6 games. Here we go. Saturday games, Raiders at the Bengals.
I'm going Bengals on this one.
I'm going Raiders. I mean, the Bengals have been hot, but I'm not sold on them.
The Raiders have been hot too. They've won
Raiders.
like 4 or 5 in a row now.
I'm going Raiders.
This is a toss-up for me, but I got to go Bengals. I feel like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
I think they're going to heat it up.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
It'll definitely be
It's
hot.
going to be a
It'll
fun
be a
game.
good game.
I gotta take the Raiders on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you for one time in my life.
Come through this wall and beat your.
Do it.
All right. I feel like that has the potential to be one of the best games of the week.
100%.
All right. Next games, Patriots at the Bills. Rematch of all rematches.
I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one.
I'm going to the Patriots as well.
Yeah, Patriots.
I'm going Patriots as well. I'm not betting against Bill
I
Belichick
said the
in the
Bills.
first round.
So the Bills will make noise, but
I'm going Bills. I feel like that all these games are going to be good, 100%. I mean,
that's playoffs.
yeah, it's playoffs, so
Playoffs, anything can happen.
anything can happen. But I feel like Bills, it's at Bills, so who knows what the weather is gonna be like.
100%.
But I feel like the Bills just get the edge. It's gonna be a close game though.
Oh, yeah.
I got the Bills first round exit. I'm gonna take the Patriots on that one.
Nobody's talking to you in there.
Don't do this
Sunday
wall
games.
passing.
Sunday games. Eagles at the Bucks.
Ooh, this is Bucks, 100%.
I got Bucks.
I feel like this is the only one that's gonna be.
I think the game might be relatively close, but Tom Brady's definitely not losing to the Eagles in the first round.
I feel like it's gonna be like what the Bucks usually do. They're gonna get down early, and then Tom Brady's gonna lead his team.
Yep.
And it's either gonna be a last second drive
Yep.
or he's just gonna lead their team at halftime, and they're just gonna end up destroying them.
Yep,
So I'm going
100%.
Bucks, 100%. Next game, 49ers at the Cowboys.
This could be.
This could be the game of the week. I'm going 49ers.
I'm also going to go 49ers.
I'm gonna go 49ers too.
Their offense and defense are just both well-rounded. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just going to be too tough to beat.
I'm gonna take the 49ers as well.
I feel like the Cowboys definitely could make.
It could.
It could. I mean, if they come out hot.
I mean, I saw a thing where Dak has won 2 out of 3 playoff games, so I mean maybe that helps.
Yeah,
But I still feel like the 49ers are gonna
for sure.
go with this one. Next game, Steelers at Chiefs, and I was wrong. I think this is also going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs. I think
Chiefs.
it's going to be
Yeah.
not even going to be close.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely Chiefs on this one.
Big Ben, you had a good career, but have fun with your last game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he's happy enough, he's going to make playoffs. But I mean,
100%.
he's going to be crying all the way home. That's his last game is coming up this Sunday. Coming in Monday night, Cardinals at the Rams. This has potential to be the most must-watch game.
100%. This game is going to be it's going to be a very good game. I mean, both teams are very good, very well coached. I'm going to have to go with I'm going with the Rams.
I still don't know exactly who I want to go with.
I got the Rams.
It's
Cardinals are just.
They're inconsistent.
I
The
gotta take the Rams on that one too.
the Cardinals. They're not looking good. The Rams, I guess, they're coming off a loss. Stafford hasn't been playing too good. But I think I'm gonna go with Cardinals on this one.
Yep.
I think I gotta go Cardinals.
Good pick. It's a toss-up.
It's gonna be a toss-up. It's gonna be a good game either way. All right, that wraps up the picks. That wraps up this episode. Tune in next Thursday, I believe.
It's Thursday, yep.
I think that's where we see the outcome of these wild card games. Get further in playoffs. It's the best time of the year, boys.
Best time of the year. I mean, it's gonna be a very, very fun time.
It's gonna be a lot
Can't wait.
of football the next Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
Yep.
You guys got anything else?
That
Nope,
should be
I
it.
think that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Alrighty. See you next week.